So the real estate market is off, and emotionally, I'm getting a lot of questions directed towards me about, geez, what's going on and why are things off the way that it is? And I got some data that's going to explain that to you. This is Ron Wojciechowski at Wise Home Team Realty. And for those of you keeping score, the bottom of the market was likely the end of October, maybe the first part of November in 2022. So why are sales off so much in the month of January? Well, if you think about a real estate transaction, they typically go under contract and close 30 or 60 days into the future, right? And when properties go into market, they take a little while to sell. So the activities that happen at the bottom of the market, well, they actually shut up in January in a big, big way. In the Daytona Beach area, there was only 214 sales in January of this year. And when you think about that, last year when it was 342, it's a 37% drop. Can you think of anything good happening with a 37% drop? See, I can't either. And historically, if you go back, when was the last time we had so few sales in this market? 11 years ago, back in 2012, when we were still on the tail end of the Great Recession. Now, it doesn't mean that we're in the Great Recession. Matter of fact, the bottom of the market was a couple of months ago. We're already going to be feeling the effects of coming out of it, but we're not there yet. Now, the inventory piece is actually up, and the numbers are right here. And what they say is, during the month of January of this year, there's more than 1,500 properties on the market, compared to last year when there was just over 1,000. So that's a gigantic increase of 1,500, over 1,000. So more inventory, right? Homes are selling a little bit slower. Buyers are taking their time, and the numbers are super low. And you would think that there would be downward pressure on price, but we've been saying that's not the case, and it isn't right now. Because prices were up 1.5% despite all the inactivity in this market. Because there are still relatively few properties on the market, and we're still 15% below where we might have been just 2 years ago, there's still a long way to close that inventory gap. The interest rates have been up and down a little bit, but that's not what's stopping most buyers. It's still the availability of homes that they want to purchase, even though the inventory is up ever so slightly. The good news is this: as inventory continues to climb, more sellers will actually come on the market and add to the inventory pool, which will finally start to alleviate the pent-up buyer demand. By the way, interest rates, they've been up and down. Historically speaking, when there's a big spike in interest rates like we saw at the end of last year, over time, the last 4 times this occurred, 3 times, the market corrected right back down to the original interest rate 3 times within 18 months. This time, we suspect the same thing will happen. So towards the end of this summer, going to the fall, 4th quarter of this year, it's largely predictable that rates will be back in line, pretty close to where they were before the inventory spike hit. So, the news is we're at an 11-year low for home sales over the month of January. The good news is trending is upwards for that. We expect more sales. Now, let's not mistake it. 37% drop. It's a big, big drop market-wise, but there are signs of success out there with teams and brokerages and agents that are doing better than the market and outperforming. And that'll be a story that will continue in this market. The agent who is skill building and competent and confident in this market is going to dominate the upper stretch of the rest of 2023. It's a long report for you, a lot to digest, and there's a lot going on. So definitely subscribe. Stay tuned for more information about where the market is heading and how you can win in this market. This is Ron Wojciechowski for Wise Home Team Realty.